Hello students, in this video we'll see a very simple example on how to prepare a trading account, profit and loss account and a balance sheet. Now this example is a very simple example with only one adjustment. So in this example the details from a trial balance are given. Okay, so from the following information you are required to prepare a trading profit and loss account and a balance sheet. So the details are given about the extract of a trial balance. So in this extract there are items relating to the expenses of the business, incomes of the business and the assets and the liabilities of a business. So when we prepare a trading profit and loss account and a balance sheet, we need to first of all identify which of these items will go to the trading account, which one will go to the profit and loss account and which one will go to the balance sheet. So the first item is opening stock. Now opening stock is the stock which is unsold during a particular period of time and it is unsold stock, that is called as closing stock, and closing stock of one period becomes the opening stock for the next period, that is at the beginning of the year. Whatever stock is there in your hands to start your business, to continue your business activities, it is called as opening stock. So opening stock is shown to the debit side of trading account. Sales. Now sales is a direct income of a business and therefore it will be shown on the credit side of your trading account. Depreciation is a indirect expense, so it will be shown on the debit side of profit and loss account. Now commission into bracket CR means credit, that means this is commission received. Now commission received also is an indirect income of the business and therefore it will be shown to the credit side of profit and loss account. Insurance is an indirect expense of your business. It is an expense related to the office administration of your business, so that also will be shown to the debit side of profit and loss account. Now carriage inwards, it is a direct income and therefore it will be shown to the debit side of trading account. Furniture is a fixed asset of your business. It will be shown on the asset side of balance sheet. Printing charges are indirect expenses. They will be shown to the debit side of profit and loss account. Carriage outward is an expense on sales and therefore it is called as an indirect expense and it will be shown to the debit side of profit and loss account. Capital represents the amount of investment made by the proprietor or the trader in his business. Now we have to remember the concept of separate entity concept. So as per this concept, we know that a business organization has its separate existence. A business is an artificial person as separate from the owner of the business. So whenever an owner invests money into the business, it is shown under the head capital, which is shown to the liability side of balance sheet, which means the business has to return this much amount of money to the proprietor after the business comes to an end. So capital is a liability item and it will be shown on the liability side of balance sheet. Creditors are the suppliers from whom the business has purchased some raw materials on credit. So the amount is payable to these suppliers and therefore it is called as creditors, and since it is a liability, it will be shown to the liability side of the balance sheet. Bills payable also are the amounts payable for credit purchases. So this also will be shown to the liability side of the balance sheet. Plant and machinery is a fixed asset of a business and it will be shown to the asset side of balance sheet. Returns outwards means the returns what you make out of the purchases. Sometimes what happens is you purchase some items and you're not happy with those items. They may not be according to the sample, they may be defective items, so you return it back to the supplier. So when you return such items back to the supplier, in order to find out the net purchases, we have to deduct such returns outwards from the purchases, right? So returns outwards will be deducted from purchases and purchases are shown on the debit side of trading account. Cash in hand is a current asset of your business and therefore it will be shown to the asset side of balance sheet. Salaries are indirect expenses of a business. They will be shown to the debit side of profit and loss account. Debtors represent the customers to whom you have sold goods on credit. Money is receivable from them and therefore it is a current asset of the business and that will be shown to the asset side of balance sheet. Discount debit, it means the discount allowed by the business. It is a item of indirect expense of the business. Therefore, it will be shown to the debit side of profit and loss account. Bills receivable are the amounts receivable by the business, and therefore it is a current asset of the business, and therefore it will be shown to the asset side of balance sheet. Wages are the direct expenses, and therefore they will be shown to the debit side of trading account. Now, just like we have purchase returns, there can be sales returns also. Whenever you sell goods to your customers, they may not be happy, or there might be some problem because of which they may return the goods which you have already sold. So in order to record the net sales, we need to deduct the returns inwards from the sales. We'll get the net sales. So it will be sales are shown on the credit side of trading account, and from that the returns inwards will be deducted. Bank overdraft is a short-term loan arrangement which is available for the current account holders. Now this bank overdraft is you can overdraw your current account more than whatever balance you have in that account, and you have to repay this loan within 1 year's period of time. And since it is a loan, it is a liability, it will be shown to the liability side of balance sheet. Purchases are shown to the debit side of trading account. After opening stock, we have the purchases. Petty cash in hand is a current asset of a business, and therefore it will be shown on the asset side of the balance sheet. Now, bad debts are the losses which a business has to incur because of credit sales. Out of the credit sales, all the customers may not make payment. Some of them may fail to make the payment, and that will be a loss to the business, and that loss will be called as bad debts. Now, bad debts is also an indirect expense, and therefore it will be shown to the debit side of profit and loss account. Then the value of stock on 31st March 2020 was rupees 3,700. Now this is the closing stock. Now this information is given outside the trial balance. It means you have to make an adjustment entry for this. Whenever we make adjustment entries, we have to remember that it has two effects. Now this closing stock will be shown to the credit side of trading account, one effect, and another effect will be shown on the asset side of balance sheet. It will be taken as a current asset on the asset side of balance sheet. So now this is the solution. This is the trading profit and loss account and balance sheet prepared on the basis of the information given. So as we have discussed, we already know which items will go to the trading account, which will go to the profit and loss account, and which will go to the balance sheet. So trading account has two sides. Left hand side is the debit side, and right hand side is the credit side. On the debit side, we record the opening stock and all the direct expenses. Credit side, we record the sales and the closing stock. So we have the opening stock. On the debit side of trading account, we record the opening stock as two opening stock, 1250, which is given in the example. Then the next item will be two purchases. Now purchases have to be written in the inner column, since there are returns outward which will be deducted from the purchases. So when we deduct the returns outward from the purchases, we get 7,299, which will be written in the amount column. This is the amount of net purchases. Then the next direct expense is wages. That will be written on the debit side of trading account. Two wages, 1,589. Another direct expense is carriage inward. So we will write two carriage inward, rupees 300. So we have done with the debit side items of the trading account. Now we come to the credit side. So on the credit side, we will write the amount of sales, by sales. So we will take it in the inner column, 11,800, since we have to deduct the returns inwards. So from that we deduct the returns inwards, 1,659. We get the amount of net sales. That will be written in the amount column, 10,141. And the closing stock. So as it is given outside the trial balance, it will have two effects. So one effect we write here, buy closing stock on the credit side of trading account, and another effect will be that same amount of closing stock will be written on the asset side of the balance sheet, 3,700. Now what we need to do is we need to find out whether there is a gross profit or gross loss to the business. For that sake, we need to take the totals of both the sides of the trading account. Now in this, and we have to see which side is greater. If the credit side is greater than the debit side, then it means that there is a gross profit. In the reverse case, there will be a gross loss. Now in this example, the credit side total is rupees 13,841, which is greater than the total of the debit side, right? So what we need to do is, we need to write the total which is greater on both the sides in the same line, 13,841, and then we need to find out the difference between the debit side and the credit side, and that will be the gross profit. Since the credit side is greater, the company is showing a gross profit. So debit side we write 2 gross profit carried down. So 13,841 minus the debit side items 1250, 7299, 1589 and 300. So that amount comes to rupees 3,403. It is the gross profit. Now the gross profit from the trading account will be brought down to the profit and loss account. After trading account immediately begins the profit and loss account. So the gross profit will be brought down to the credit side of profit and loss account. Now in the profit and loss account, we show all the indirect expenses on the debit side and all the indirect incomes on the credit side. Now here the items of indirect expenses are depreciation 667, insurance 380, printing charges 481, carriage outwards 200, salaries 750, discount 328, bad debts 180. Right? So we have done with the debit side items of the profit and loss account. There is also one indirect income, that is commission, and that will be shown to the credit side of profit and loss account by commission rupees 211. Now we again what procedure we use to find out the gross profit, that same procedure will be used to find out the net profit. We take the totals of both the sides of profit and loss account. Now in this case again, the credit side total is greater 3,614. That same total we write on both the sides, on the debit side as well, and the balance, the difference between the credit side total and the debit side total, that will be called as net profit. So to net profit the amount comes to rupees 628. Now this net profit belongs to the owner. The owner's account is represented by capital, which is shown in the balance sheet. Whenever there is a net profit, the net profit will be added to the capital. In case of net loss, the net loss will be deducted from the capital. So here we finished with the trading and profit and loss account. Next we come to the balance sheet. Now balance sheet, it is a statement. It has two sides, liability side and asset side. And on top we write balance sheet as on the last date of the year, 31st March 2020. So we see the liabilities side. So on the liabilities side we have to show all the liabilities which we owe to the outsiders. So first is bills payable. We need to make the payment to this credit purchases. So 541. Then creditors, the suppliers from whom we have purchased the goods on credit, 1780. Then there is bank overdraft. It is a short-term loan which has to be repaid within 1 year's period of time. It is a liability, so it is also taken to the liability side of balance sheet, rupees 4,000. After that we take the capital. The capital balance is rupees 9,228. We take it to the inner column because we need to add the net profit which is shown in the profit and loss account. So to the capital balance we add the net profit 628 and we get the balance of capital 9,856 in the amount column. So here we finish with the liability side. Then we come to the asset side. On the asset side we show all the assets of the business and all the receivables of the business. So there is cash 895, petty cash 47 rupees, bills receivable, this is money receivable from the outsiders, 2,730, debtors, the customers to whom you have sold goods on credit. So you're going to receive money from them and therefore it is called as a current asset of the business. So that also will be shown on the asset side of balance sheet, 1905. Closing stock we have already taken. It is a adjustment entry. So one effect is on the credit side of trading account, another effect is on the asset side of balance sheet, 3,700. Then plant and machinery, it is your fixed asset. So it is written on the asset side of balance sheet, 6,230, and the furniture is 670. Now the last step what we need to do is we need to take the totals of the balance sheet. Now here we should not do what we have done for calculating the gross profit and net profit. A balance sheet has to tally automatically. It means the asset side and the liability side of a balance sheet have to be equal. We don't need to do any balancing. If you have a need to do balancing, it means that your example, whatever solution, whatever you have solved is completely wrong, right? So a balance sheet has to tally automatically on account of the concept of dual aspect. All debits and all credits have to be equal. So in this case, the total of the balance sheet is rupees 16,177. Assets as well as the liabilities total is same. Okay. So I hope you'll have understood this example. We'll meet in the next video with some more examples. Thank you.